Welcome to the debut of Innistrad Midnight Hunt, where the night is dark and full of terrors, just the way that werewolves like it. I am your host, Joe Manganiello. As some of you know, I'm a longtime Magic player, but I have been practicing especially hard for this day because I have assembled some of the Wizards of the Coast staff, and they're going to explain some of the features of this fan favorite plane. And I also have someone else here who is an expert in all things magic, my good friend Jimmy Wong.
What's up, Joe?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing great. I love Innistrad. I'm super excited. Werewolves, one of my favorite creatures. And hey, you know something about werewolves, don't you?
What do you mean?
What? That's like suspicious. Why would you answer it? That's something a werewolf would say, and you.
All right, I hate to cut you off, but
What?
we gotta get this going before the sun sets.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so as I was saying, we are going back to the fan favorite plane of Innistrad and all of its gothic horror glory. We're also inviting players to take part in the Harvesttide Festival, where werewolves and warlocks roam the woods in Midnight Hunt.
And
We
one
got
thing is
real
always certain: when
actors.
you're on Innistrad, there's always something scary lurking behind every corner or card. You ready to do this?
It is time to become what you fear, Jimmy.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Let's go.
What do you mean? That's
The
weird.
crazy
Just
eyes.
an
You brought
interesting
out the
thing to
crazy eyes.
And here we have Maris Mullally, the narrative design manager at Wizards of the Coast. Hi, Maris.
say. Hey, Maris.
Hi, it's good to see you guys.
Hey, just a heads up, I gotta get out of here before sunset.
We get
No
it.
problem.
We
He's
get
just
it.
messing. He's not.
We get it.
He's totally fine, right?
Look
Yeah,
at
so
all
Maris,
the look at
welcome
all
back
the
to Innistrad.
autumn
I'm so
stuff.
Yes, back to Innistrad.
It's fall,
First time we were
y'all.
there, 2011, a whole decade ago.
Jeez.
It's been 5 years since the last time we visited Innistrad, at least in our timeline.
I bet
Wow.
this
In our
room
world.
smells like pumpkin
that's a lot
spice.
of time passed. What's
Yes.
been going on in Innistrad since then?
Since we last were there, the Eldrazi are gone, but it's still a pretty dangerous place for humans. Innistrad in general is just built around gothic horror themes, so there's darkness, there's the creepy, ominous shadows, and all of the creatures that hide in those shadows.
Okay. Well, you know, I always love how
It is a
immersive
white
Innistrad
woman's
was. So can you tell us
Instagram.
a little bit about the process of returning to a plane that people are familiar with. Like, what's new this time?
Part of it was we went old. Like we had the Eldrazi in the last time we visited Innistrad, but this time we said, okay, we want to go full back. What are the core themes of original Innistrad? Werewolves, ghouls, zombies, but we wanted to add a bit of kind of charm and flavor and remind everybody that while humans are delicious and the bottom of the food chain, they are also resilient and they've been all about survival. So we've got a big centerpiece of Midnight Hunt, which is the Harvesttide. And it's a place where some of the humans, a coven of witches, have come to kind of try to help the humans because, you know, when you mess with the moon, it starts really messing around with your day-night cycle, and things are getting dark. The chances that the humans have to kind of survive is getting harder. Longer nights,
Ooh.
shorter days.
Ooh,
It's time for
I like
the
it.
Dawnheart Coven to try to fix things.
Okay, so the moon has been messed with.
By
Consequences are
Emrakul.
happening.
Yes.
Yep.
What are the other things that were really important when you guys came back to Innistrad that you thought we had to keep these, we have to focus on these?
Well, we have to keep things like vampires and werewolves, and for Midnight Hunt, we decided we really wanted to just focus, like, werewolves were the heart of it.
Gotcha.
You know,
Wait, what do you mean? What are you so happy about
I
that?
just mean, you know, people like werewolves. You know, they're popular. People
Yes.
they're exciting, fierce.
exciting, fierce,
Yeah.
handsome.
Handsome.
Interesting.
Yeah,
A lot
yes.
of comments.
Yes,
Okay,
very
well,
ripped.
Focusing back on the set
Right.
here, I feel like the inhabitants of Innistrad, right? You said whimsy. Does that mean
Yes.
that they're gonna have a party?
We haven't had a chance to ever show humans on Innistrad having a party. It's time for them to show off that they've got a little bit of lightheartedness, they have hope, they have come together, they will face the darkness together.
And what kind of characters could we expect to see in the set?
Well, the primary folks at the Harvesttide are the humans, but Innistrad is also home to werewolves, vampires, geist, zombies, and, oh my gosh,
Warlocks.
warlocks. Yes, who are also kind of humans. And warlocks
Oh my gosh.
are a subgroup of humans.
Warlocks.
Yeah.
So the humans have
Witches.
started figuring
Witches.
out how to
They're the magical humans.
battle against
Yes.
the creatures of the night.
They don't want to just all be food.
Right. Well, you know me, I'm a visual learner. Can we see some of this amazing art? I know
Yes.
there's gotta be a lot.
Yes, let's start with the werewolves. Let's start with the like creative, exciting heart of Midnight Hunt.
Oh, wow.
Hi.
There are more werewolf attacks happening.
This
People
werewolf
in
has
Kessig
worse
are
abs
going
than Joe.
missing. There is rumor of a new hell pack that has kind of started forming and is growing rapidly. And as the nights get longer, it's just perfect for them. Their hunting time expands.
Well, it looks like there's a pumpkin being
Nice.
ripped apart.
So many wolves.
The werewolves are just kind of trashing the Harvesttide Festival. Is that right? The party? They've
They don't like
invaded
the
party?
decor. They don't like the decor. I
They
mean,
weren't invited to the party, and now they're angry, and they're going to
you
come.
make a fair point. They probably weren't invited to the party.
There are other things happening. The humans are fighting on the front lines. As it appears like the warlocks are doing a lot here as
They
well.
are. Like, humans on Innistrad, they are all about survival. It's hard being the bottom of the food chain, but they are resilient. Some of them have taken up arms as soldiers, as Cathars, to fight back the forces of night. Some used to follow Avacyn, but now that she's gone, they've taken other paths. And some are returning to the hedge magic of the past, and those are the covens and the hedge witches and the warlocks.
Well, and they always say you have to know your enemies. Werewolves are not fans of vampires. Where do the vampires play into all of this?
So the vampires, they're present, but they're kind of hanging back and watching what the werewolves are doing.
They got a wedding to
They are interested
go
in this
to.
long night. They are interested
They're
in
busy.
the growing despair that the humans are feeling. But they're going to let the werewolves do the work right now. We'll definitely see a lot more of those vampires in our next set of Crimson Vow.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, now how about the zombies? This is one of my favorite creature types of all time.
Yes, I've got someone for you.
Okay.
Meet Wilhelt the Rot Cleaver. So Wilhelt the Rot Cleaver is one of our new commanders, and this card features one of the new zombie mechanics, Decay.
Decayed. It can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at end of combat. Okay, hordes of decaying
What?
zombies.
Yes.
Sign me up.
What?
Oh yes, always.
Not for me. I am not a zombie guy.
No?
Nah.
If you're not a fan of zombies, how do you feel about ethereal spirits from the graveyard?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So we've got our Geist, we've got our spirits. This is Beloved Beggar, and Beloved Beggar is featuring one of the new mechanics for Midnight Hunt, which is called Disturb.
Disturb. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its disturb cost.
Transformations on Innistrad are pretty common, from humans to werewolves, the dead to becoming the undead, or in this case, a spirit. And when you pay the disturb cost of Beloved Beggar, you can come back from your graveyard as, in this case, Generous Soul, who's going to protect the village in his afterlife rather than
Flying
going
Vigilance
along to the blessed
4/4
sleep.
exile
I
instead.
love that
Yeah.
mechanic. It's great. So they actually come out of the graveyard transformed into this new ethereal form
Yeah.
to help the humans.
Cool
Some
mechanic.
to help
Guard-
the humans. I'm
card
sure
sucks.
not all of them are here to help the humans. Some might actually be around to help the werewolves or the vampires. Who
Well, I
knows?
love the transform mechanic, and I feel like with these two sets coming in, there has to finally be enough cards to make a transform deck happen. So that's pretty cool.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, well, this has been an amazing look at the plane and the creatures of Midnight Hunt. But now the story revolves around the Harvesttide Festival, which we're all
Yes.
in the middle of here. What's this festival all about?
The Harvesttide is a week-long event. At the center of the event is a ritual that involves the Celestis, where the Dawnheart Coven is pretty sure that the moon and the Eldrazi in the moon is the reason that we're having this imbalance with our day and night. So they want to do a ritual that will fix that. And this is a time to connect
Ooh, a
with
ritual.
the woods, connect with the other humans.
Why would you have a festival in the middle of a werewolf wood?
Why not?
Well, it's also where the Celestis is. But you know, we've got magic up. We've got little warning.
Okay.
But it completely makes sense to me now. The werewolves are angry. Why are they throwing a party in the middle of their woods
In their
without
backyard.
inviting them? I mean, come on, this is like you setting up to have a barbecue in my backyard and you didn't invite me.
It's true. I'm so sorry when that happened. I really didn't mean for that to
Wait,
This
no.
actually happened a few weeks ago.
Stop.
And you brought all of this
Stop. It didn't happen.
fresh meat
It
to the
didn't
barbecue
happen.
as well.
We did.
No, it didn't. No, that never
tells
happened.
me things are not going to go quite as planned. Is there any art that we can get a good, better idea of what's going to happen at this festival?
I mean, if you're going to take the pessimistic approach, I can show you this, which purely hypothetical.
Okay.
I'd like to believe that the event is going to go well.
Well, it looks like there's definitely some trouble brewing in these woods.
Oh,
Quite nice.
That's right.
That's what you
All
get
right,
for
well,
not
Jimmy
social
and I need to
distancing.
keep this caravan moving and learn a little bit more about the development of Midnight Hunt. But
Yeah.
Maris, thank you so much for your input.
You're very welcome.
Thanks, Maris.
Take care.
Thanks.
Be safe in those woods.
Oh, we try. Do we? That's your belly, right, Joe? You're just hungry, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, great.
Laying it on thick, guys. It's gonna make it pretty cringy.
picking up a scent. This way, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, very good directional sense.
Look at
We
these
are joined by
Automie
creative
folks.
director Doug Beyer and senior art director Taylor Ingverson. How's it going, guys?
That sweater.
How are you guys?
That sweater is awesome.
So, Maris talked to us a little bit about the world and story of Midnight Hunt, but I wanted to dive deeper.
That's right. Let's dive deeper.
Let's do it.
All right. We all know that on Innistrad, things are always pretty rough for the humans. They're kind of the low part of the food web, if you will.
A bummer for us humans.
Yeah.
But this time during Midnight Hunt, things are even scarier. The days are getting shorter, they're getting colder, the nights are getting longer. There's whispers that, like, maybe we won't even see another sunrise.
Ever?
Ever.
Ever?
If nobody does anything. So we're looking at a world where there's this unnatural darkness encroaching on the world, and with it, it's bringing this unseasonal, weird, supernatural frost that's kind of falling over the whole world. You can see this frost in this cycle of Dual Lands.
Oh, two of my favorite words in the world. Let's take a look.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
coming down out of the sky here? Is that frost you're talking about?
Yeah, we're actually seeing some of the disruption with the current
Art's
occupant
cool.
of the moon.
I wanna
has
read the
caused some
frickin'
weirdness
land.
in the day-night pattern on Innistrad, and that's this effect that you're seeing in the sky around the sun and moon. You can also see these Dual Lands in borderless versions.
Enters the battlefield
That's
tab unless you go to
what's
2
fun
or
about the frost
more
is
other lands.
because
Oh.
It is Innistrad, so even the frost is pokey and dangerous.
Well, as a
Deserted
land fanatic, are we
beach.
doing anything special with the big
Shipwreck
lands in this
Marsh.
set?
Well, yes, if you like special-looking lands,
Haunted
there's
Ridge.
also
Ooh,
the
that's
Showcase
pretty.
Eternal Night lands.
Rockville,
Stand
Vale.
Bees.
Oh, that's nice too.
Oh, wow. I love the black and white artwork. It's very reminiscent of, like, cold classic horror movies that I stayed up late on the weekends watching when my parents weren't paying attention.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these are gorgeous.
And I love the idea that if it's just moonlight, it
So
kind of
those
does
allied
take the color
colors?
away from the world.
And they're
adds that
opposite of
bleakness
fast
a little
lands. They're
bit.
slow.
And if you're really
Nice.
digging those, Joe, you're gonna love this.
They're like
Those are
Fable
not reserved
passages.
specifically just for the lands. We're gonna be able to see that treatment on all sorts of creatures as well.
Okay.
First one up is Jadar, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia.
It's the decay keyword again.
Yeah.
It's all about making a bunch of zombies. Ooh.
Okay, so he's a human necromancer, it looks like, who's maybe dabbled in the dark
okay.
arts and
Yeah.
can control zombies.
I thought he was giving him a haircut, to be honest, but
Well, you know, your hair and your nails do grow.
That's right.
After you die.
Yeah,
So someone
absolutely.
has to get in there.
yeah, every good zombie needs a good barber. That's a quote I heard all the time growing up.
Yeah.
And here's Jadar in the
God,
Showcase
Jimmy,
Eternal
the
Night
banter.
treatment. And I love the fact that you're able to see two versions of the same thing, especially because this black and white version has that awesome mask, that sort of that plague doctor look to it as well. It almost feels like it's the fairy tale version a little bit too, like if you told the story of
Why
this
is his
person,
tongue
this
so
kid might
creepy
imagine
in the
tongue
other
coming out like
version?
that and
Like,
looking this much
oh.
scarier, kind of ominous version.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's something cool about Innistrad. Is like you could describe the scariest thing possible, and it still might not be as scary as the real thing that shows up at your doorstep.
Right.
But also immediately recognizable to this particular set. What was the inspiration for this Eternal Night storyline feature?
Yeah, so just kind of like everything else in this time around on Innistrad, it really leans into the day-night cycle being all jacked up and really wonky. So the sun is kind of the opposite of the moon, so we really wanted to think about what could be high contrast and opposites in the artwork, and that led us to the inspiration of jumping back into old classic movies and movie posters, the black and white, and it really just helps it jump off of the card.
Yeah, wow, that is really cool.
When I noticed that with magic art, that you really do allow artists to then reimagine a character that maybe fans were aware of previously, and now you get to see them in a new way.
So,
That doesn't even
like
sound
werewolves,
scripted. That's either amazing acting
Arlinn,
or that
who's a
wasn't
favorite
scripted.
Werewolf planeswalker. She's pulled between the human side and her wolf essence.
This is the standard frame for Arlinn, the Pack's Hope. Daybound. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes
Oh.
night next turn.
We're
And
gonna
on the flip side,
represent it
Arlinn,
with the
Moon's
token.
Fury.
Oh.
Nightbound. If a player casts at least 2 spells during their own turn, it becomes day next turn.
So Arlinn is our favorite werewolf planeswalker. Her story has always been about being stuck between her human side and her wolf side. She's sort of called to what Tovolar is doing in this set, but she's also concerned about the extinction of all humans on this world. So she is reaching out to other planeswalkers to help. She's concerned that if this day-night cycle disruption goes on, that the sun will never come up again, and it's going to be a whole deal.
Right.
And Arlinn also comes in this Equinox frame, so that you can see her and a bunch of werewolves and warlock creatures in the set that have this frame.
That's fantastic.
Something that is particularly exciting with Arlinn on this one is on her human side. If you look closely, you can see this is sort of one of the first times we get to see a wolf kind of half in, half out of their transformation.
I also love this
Not for me.
surrealistic style. That's such a cool collector.
Exactly, that's been our attempt to broaden out the visual style that Magic captures. You can be a
I
fan
like this
of
one.
this style.
I like
somebody
this
else is
one.
Not that into it. That's
Now,
okay.
this
There's
is-
all these different
but
expressions.
this is good.
Of the visual
This is good.
excitement of Innistrad in different styles.
Right. So the Eternal Night frames show that darkness, and the Equinox frames show the brightness that could possibly occur. But I love these Equinox frames. There's so much flavor, and I love the small details in between them too, from day to night, which you can really feel in the art, which is awesome.
Right, right. The sun in the corner, then you get the moon,
Yeah.
you get that crescent moon there.
That's awesome.
It is
Don't look too hard on the
anime.
moon, right?
I guess I don't like anime horror.
You know, speaking of moon,
Maybe if you like Castlevania,
itchy,
Vampire
Jimmy.
Hunter D, you like that Equinox art.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. He's such a good actor, this guy. I love it. Okay, well, where were we? Right. Arlinn, and you mentioned someone named Tovolar. Who's that?
Yeah, so with the growing, like, nights are getting longer and the cycle's all messed up, Arlinn is becoming more and more concerned with sort of the strength of the Howl Packs on Innistrad, and in particular, one leader called Tovolar.
Oh, hey! This is a werewolf commander.
What?
So exciting.
Very powerful werewolf commander.
Yeah.
Now I noticed Tovolar
Jimmy, you
is holding
didn't even
something in
read
his
the
hands.
card.
Yeah, it has
How'd
a
you know
sword.
so fast?
There's something special about that. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, he's sort of the first werewolf to transition, still holding on to his beloved weapon. So he's the first wolf that'll be roaming around Innistrad, swinging around a sword.
So he's not full beasting out. He actually retains some of that humanity.
Yeah, he's pretty unique in that sense that he can sort of maintain a little bit of his composure even when his humors get the better of him.
These werewolves do look a bit scarier than the ones I think we've seen in the past. Even the ones that were mixed with Eldrazi, these look very strong.
Something that is super, super cool and really special about werewolves on Innistrad is that we're so excited to introduce a new strain of werewolf called the Dire strain, which Tovolar is actually the leader of. And they are massive. Like, a Tovolar in his human form can stand head to head with a basic werewolf on Innistrad. And then when he wolfs out, he's even bigger. Bigger, stronger, faster.
Okay,
and
scale
buckets you
has to
wanna
be
run into
conveyed
one
in the
In a
art.
dark alley.
You've got to convey the scale with the art.
Definitely, for sure. Good thing they're on our side. So you created this day-bound, night-bound mechanic to mimic how the werewolves transform. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so transform is a huge part of going back to Innistrad. Werewolves flipping back and forth from their human side to their werewolf side is something that people are familiar with. And this time around, especially with the new expressions of werewolves that we're bringing in, it was a good opportunity for us to really sort of highlight stories from your human side to your wolf side. So you'll see similar jewelry, clothing, and any adornments, even wacky hairstyles transferring over to your wolf side. And then with the Dire strain, since they sort of are most comfortable in their skin as a wolf,
Arm
they
wrestling with a
embody
werewolf.
that
Sounds
in their
bad.
human form. So
Sounds
they
tough.
intentionally wear larger jewelry, bigger, baggier
Oh,
clothing.
he
to
lost.
kind of
That
uncomfortable
salty
in
wolf.
their human skin. And when they
Salty wolf.
Out, everything
Lock
fits
it
just
in.
perfectly.
Lost the arm
very
wrestling
smart.
contest.
I love that
Flipping the table.
You've done some research and talked to werewolves
By the
about
way,
issues that they've had.
You
and then
notice
incorporated
every
them in
guy
the art.
needs at least sleeves
No,
that go
I'm just
beyond the
thinking
elbow.
about everything you've said today, Joe, and I'm
Other
getting
than
more
Joe?
nervous.
It's
I'm
a
also
good
really
choice.
excited 'cause
It's
I
a-
hope we get
it's a
to see more
safe
cards
choice.
before I die.
Well, you want to see some more cards, Jimmy? Let's talk about some more cards.
Okay, sick. Let's do it.
Well, I mean, I know these werewolves seem intimidating, but that's okay because the humans have some stuff up their sleeves as well. They are joining with the forces of the Dawnheart Coven, which is a force of witches and warlocks that are coming out of the woodwork. They're kind of an ancient nature-worshipping coven of warlocks led by Catilda. And they are here to do
Catilda.
something about this day-night disruption. They want to put a stop to it so that the world can be safe for humans again.
Right. And Avacyn's gone, right? So they need someone to look to in these dire times.
That's right. So in Avacyn's absence, they have turned their worship to the Archangel Sigarda.
Ah.
So would you like to see
You Sigarda?
New angel.
Oh,
New
count
Sigarda.
me
Let's take a
in.
look at it.
Sigarda, we have Avacyn at home, kids.
has this Coven mechanic, very powerful card actually, which you can see there. The Coven mechanic represents this connection, this pact that's between the Dawnheart witches and their allies at the Harvesttide Festival. This is showing how diverse groups of creatures are all coming together to work against the werewolves and use their powers.
I didn't get to so much text. I didn't read it all.
To be their source of strength.
Teamwork makes the dream work, as
That's right.
always. Very cool.
Sigarda also comes in an Eternal Night frame.
Oh yeah, that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
I mean, I love that it's a close-up. You know,
okay.
there's so much
I don't
to
know
look
why-
at in terms of the cards. Like, each card is its own work of art. There's so much to explore in each one of these images.
Speaking to my heart.
These
I
are
can't
awesome
read
sort of
it. I
examples,
can't
too,
read it.
just
It's too
bringing back
fast.
Again, of like allowing artists to sort of play around in the toolbox that we provide.
Right.
You can see in her Eternal Night version, she's got a lot more of like a flower
looks like
crown
a
going on, sort of
fairy.
bringing in again a lot more of
Right?
that Harvesttide.
She looks like a
vibe to
fairy
her
on
and
the
sort of
left and
taking
the right.
flowers
She
and
is
everything that's
fairy
happy and
angel.
hopeful around this
Angel
event.
Fae.
Floating candles too is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Speaking of floating candles, if you want us, like, Taylor and I love us some floating candles. They're all over this world. They're all over this set. We just couldn't get enough of it as a visual motif, seriously. But one of the characters that's really focused on the Harvesttide Festival is Lenore, Autumn Sovereign, who's kind of the elected queen of this entire festival.
Oh,
Commander.
beautiful. That pose is so cool. It looks like Lenore
Wait,
is just
hold on.
celebrating the
You gotta-
Harvesttide Festival here.
Yeah, she's a great example too of just how insane you can go with your costuming coming to the Harvesttide Festival.
Right.
Like, again, with the floaty candles, she's got those sort of assisting her with her dress and her clothes and her hair and all sorts
like
of other things.
figuring
that she's
out
got
how to
going on.
dab
You can
again.
Really go all out and feel one with nature and really one with the warmth and the light that this event brings.
So is this it? Is Arlinn really just up against this entire force by herself with just these warlocks and humans around?
No, so like we've been talking about, she is super concerned with the growing night for human safety. So she goes and calls her friend, the Time Mage himself, Teferi. And he travels all the way over to
Teferi.
Innistrad to lend a hand with all of his time magic powers. And we actually have his
Teferi.
art here that we can show for you.
Love how the phases of the moon now
Yeah.
are shown where he's trying to manipulate the phases. I love the way that shows up on the card. That's really, really cool.
So what to
Those are
do?
those happy moments where you can write certain things, and then who we collaborate with on the visual side of things can just bring
What to do?
something special to it. And this is one in particular.
Very fitting planeswalker
Come on.
to slow down whatever's happening over there, right?
Well, I mean, to try.
Come on.
Everyone's doing their best.
What's he do?
Right, and Harvesttide is really not just a big party. This is actually a ritual. That the hope is this ancient spell will be able to rectify.
They're not
the
gonna
day-night
show us, are they?
imbalance. The Dawnheart Coven are coming to the Celestis,
gonna
which is this
show
massive
us.
astronomical device in the Kessig Woods. They're putting the Harvesttide Festival
Moving
there
on.
so that they can cast this ritual. They've got Teferi's time magic trying to slow down that last sunset, and all this is leading up to the final piece, which is this sacred vessel called the Moon Silver Key, which we can see here in the card Secrets of the Key.
Very cool. So that's
But-
them working
but look
together.
at
More
Secrets of the
importantly, we
Key.
have
Go
two
ahead.
mechanics on here that I'm really excited about.
Wait, is that
Investigate,
Arlinn?
As well as Flashback, which is an Innistrad classic. Look at this art. They're clearly on the precipice of making things better. Well, they're right there. Maybe they're gonna get it.
Is there anything else that you want or can tell us about the making of the set?
Yeah, I mean, it was an absolute blast to work on, and so excited for it to finally like come to life and people to grab onto it and blast open packs. It was great to visit a beloved fan favorite plane, and it's a lot of our favorite planes as well. We got to bring some hope and some warmth to it that Innistrad doesn't usually get to see, and we also got to bring on some more good old scary bits that put the humans in even more
Good old
danger.
scary
Being
bits.
super honest and really a little bit selfish. Werewolves are my favorite monster of all time, and I was just super, super excited to
This
make some
guy,
really big ones.
Joe just won. He just won the lottery.
You know why?
Yeah, we should.
Look at all these werewolf lovers. You guys, okay.
God, the
cool.
eyes.
Yeah,
It's just
I
giving
think I'm
Jimmy
going to speak
so
for
many
a lot of people
eyes.
out there that want to know. Do Teferi and Arlinn ever find the Moon
Do
Silver
they ever,
Key
you
in
know?
time?
Well, I can't tell you the whole story quite yet, but if you are interested in more of the tale, there's going to be a Midnight Hunt web fiction coming out very soon.
Oh, exciting. That's great.
All right, well, that just about wraps up our first look at Midnight Hunt. Jimmy, what'd you think?
It all looks incredible. There's so much to look forward to with this set. And check it out, Joe. We finished just in time, a few minutes before the sun sets, and you're gonna turn into a werewolf, right?
Yeah, all right, we better wrap this up.
Yeah, we better, because you're definitely not messing with me, right?
Wow, Jimmy, you're so
thought I was
salty about it.
Yeah.
What's with the
that's the kind of
eyes?
thing you like to do, mess with people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, professional messer over here.
Hey, look, I'm as curious as anybody if Joe's
Here's
gonna
the
turn into a werewolf,
cringe.
but
Oh, God,
kinda
here
gotta
comes the
go,
cringe.
So,
Fine.
Fine. Previews are starting now, so be sure to sign up and tune in on September 16th for the launch of Midnight Hunt on Arena. And maybe there will be some other, special things to go along with it.
And you can also head to your local game store to plan a pre-release on September 17th.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Whew, good stuff, man. You want to get like a bite to eat or something?
I'd love to, Jimmy.
I'd love to, Jimmy. He's gonna eat Jimmy. He's gonna eat Jimmy. Run, Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't know. Jimmy doesn't know. Jimmy's got no chance. No chance against those biceps. Save the date, Olivia. White woman. A white woman's Instagram. It's Olivia Valderen's Instagram. Oh my goodness. It is Olivia getting married. I guess that's a confirm. Oh my God. It was so, you know what? I was starting to think they had scaled back the cringe, I was like, something's different. Something's different about this video. It really is. And it's because for the most part, what are we looking at here? How long was this? 36 minutes, 10-minute intro, 26 minutes. Pretty quick. Good pace. They were moving at a good pace. Mostly the facts. Very little what I would call painful banter. And then at the end we get this. The whatever this stare down is between Joe and Jimmy. You mess with people. You're a certified messer with people. Like, what is this?
Our first look at Midnight Hunt. Jimmy, what'd you think?
It all looks incredible. There's so much to look forward to with this set. And check it out, Joe. We finished just in time, a few minutes before the sun sets, and you're gonna turn into a werewolf, right?
Yeah, all right.
Very
we better
legitimate
wrap this
concern.
up.
Yeah, we better, because you're definitely not messing with me, right?
What is this?
So you,
What is
you
this?
thought I was messing with you?
Wait. We're having a confrontation. He puts the hands behind the back. He puffs the chest out. Jimmy, what are you doing here? Jimmy, what would you say you're doing here? You're going to pick a fight? Jimmy?
Because that's the kind of thing you like
Jimmy!
to do, mess with people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, professional messer over here.
Hey, look, I'm as curious.
What? Jimmy. No, Jimmy, no. Don't do it, Jimmy. Not like this. Hey, Garbage Andy, how you doing today? Oh my goodness, professional messer over here. It almost wasn't that cringe. Like, it actually moved really good. It was a really good video. And then at the end, it's like, I don't know, they had to have this weird showdown that set the stage for why Joe is going to flex his way into yellow contacts and go eat Jimmy for breakfast. What? I imagine Joe being like, so what's the special effects? How are we going to do the transformation? Do we got a green screen? Like what? And Wizards is like, yeah, you're gonna. We figured you would do the transformation by acting. Can you act like you transform into a wolf? You're a really good actor, right? Can you just act your way through the transformation? Does that work? It's a good video. It actually is a good video. It has a good pace. I like the folks in it. So she's pretty adorable and well-spoken. These guys are pretty well-spoken. This was missing the like super like long pauses and ums, and I'm searching for my words, and I really don't have a camera presence. They had, first of all, they had actual paid actor. They had somebody who has acted, but I think I like Jimmy. I think Jimmy kind of got exposed here. One of these people is a like full-blown actor. But Jimmy, Jimmy did his thing. He did his thing. He did his best. And then these guys, they're fine. They're perfectly fine on camera, not freaking out or anything. Not like stumbling over their words. They put together a good show. This was a good video. I still find it funny that all the guys, like everybody has to hide their arms. They have to hide their arms. Like the long sleeves of shame. While this guy's, just here flexing out of a t-shirt that's a size too small. It's awesome. It's beautiful in its own way. I'd hide my arms too. I would hide my arms too. All right. Where does this actually start? It starts around here. So let's go dig in a little more for some cards. First of all, give it up for the set. The set is amazing. Like you guys said, White Woman's Instagram. You're not wrong. The Bo Burnham song White Woman's Instagram really sums it up. But the set that they are recording on was like excellent. Just, I don't know, man. I love fall. I'm a fall y'all kind of dude. It's my favorite season. Not close. Not even close. I love the fall. You get American football season, college and pro. You get weather that you're not sweating to death in. You get to wear your favorite, like, kind of soft hoodie, light hoodie, but you're not cold. The leaves are falling off the trees. Oh, it's like amazing. Too much Halloween vibes. I disagree. I don't believe that you can have too many Halloween vibes. This is an awesome set. If I show this to my wife, she's going to be like, that set is amazing. Yeah, she would love this set. Like I'm going to show it to her later and she's going to be like, I would want to be there. I would want to be there talking about cards even if I know nothing about Magic. Like this is cool. This is really well done.
Getting dark, the chances that the humans have to kind of survive.
Stop looking at each other that way, Joe, Jimmy. Why are you guys so weird?
The Dawnheart Coven to try to fix things.
Okay, so the moon has been
Where's our
messed
cards?
with. Consequences are happening.
The art is sweet.
To show off that
we got a lot of sweet art.
They have hope. They have come together. They will face the darkness together.
And what kind of character?
The art of all this stuff looks amazing, guys. I mean, other than those frames that I'm not a fan of, which I'm sure other people will like, the art looks freaking great. That is probably one of the most exciting things about the set. When I saw the basic lands before, when they showed those off, I was like, those are really cool. And it still looks good. Like the art keeps going in the right direction, if you ask me. Like it's pretty awesome. Like, oh my God. Like these wolves are so cool. Is that not cool? I hate that it keeps on popping up this big play button. Is that just an Edge thing? No, that's a Twitch thing, right? Like, I wish I could get it to freeze and not dim everything out and give me a play button. So, sorry about that. I'll have to figure out how to fix that in the future. But yeah, these wolves are, like, they did a good job making the wolves look like stars on at least a good amount of the art here. Look they're destroying artifacts. I bet whatever this card does, it shatters an artifact. Look at these guys digging in on the iPad. Just getting in there on the iPad. Can we not get some? It's like the one miss on the set is we have these iPads and we don't have the Fall Y'all covers for them or anything. Maybe Apple sponsored this somehow. The humans look boring by comparison. The nature ones, like the witches and stuff, look kind of cool. They got the antler thing going on, kind of really old, like Celtic, creepy vibes. These humans with the hats, you know, like the inspector humans, they look pretty boring by comparison. Pretty boring by comparison. These look cool. Like I'm down with the nature ones, but the regular, what I'm guessing is going to be every white creature in the set, not looking nearly as good. Okay, Zombos. We're gonna get to the cards in a minute. Pretty cool art. I love that one has a giant bear trap like stuck to it. This is the commander. So if you guys like the commander cards, you might want to dig more into that. I'm looking more for the standard ones. Cool art again. Yeah, but we'll get into all the cards in a minute. We're going to go over the cards. I'm sure they're posted on a website. I'm sure that we can find that. But this is interesting. The Decayed mechanic. Basically making scuffed zombie tokens. So instead of creature enters the battlefield tapped, which has been a big thing for zombies, we just say, all right, this kind of zombie can't block. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I would have been so upset if I had made a zombie token. That was one of the things I was considering. If I had made a zombie token and then the premier zombie tokens in the set have this decayed thing and my token wouldn't have decayed, that'd really suck. That would be sad. Anyway, decayed. This creature can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. So they made strictly worse zombie creature tokens, but this... While that sounds really bad, it does allow... I think it allows them to do more with this. You get paid more for having sacrifice outlets, and you get to put them on like lower rate stuff. Because, I mean, they're not just going to make, here's a 2/2 for 2. That also makes a 2/2 for 2. Like, that would be insane power creep and busted. But there's probably ways that they can make medium-sized bodies at 2 and 3 mana that make a decayed token, because they only get a one shot out of it. It can't block, and it only attacks once. So I think that it's pretty cool as far as like getting death triggers, sacrifice fodder. Like, I think that this is a good idea for the mechanic, even if it makes kind of worse zombies. I think it makes it way more interesting than if they just cranked out 2/2s. Just regular 2/2s, right? What else we got? So, Emrakul went in the moon. For those of you who don't know the lore of Innistrad, Emrakul fought with Liliana in the Gatewatch. I'd have to actually read the whole thing again, because I remember reading this story, and it's like a whole section of it is blacked out. Liliana went ham, and somehow Emrakul ends up in the moon. And I think Tamio did something about it. Whatever. But Emrakul is a giant Eldrazi monster, now locked in the moon. So that's messing up the orbit of the moon. So now it's like nighttime all the time. So the wolves are like destroying the humans, and the humans got to rally. That's like where the lore is at. And they're going to do some ritual at a festival. They're having a good old fall, y'all, autumn harvest festival. Just a little old Sam Hain tribute show. And they're going to do a ritual, and it's going to restore the moon. That's what I'm getting from all this. All right, we talk about another mechanic here coming up. Guys, spoiler alert, festival may not go as planned. Festival may get spoiled. Oh, man. Wolves go ham. Now we go find these guys in the pumpkin patch. The Great Pumpkin is coming at midnight. All right. Whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa. No. Come on. Frame by frame. Jeez. It's so fast. I can't stop it if I tried. All right. We got our lands. Overgrown farmland. Friendly colors. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more lands. 2 or more other lands. So the fast lands are dual lands that enter the battlefield untapped if you control 2 or fewer other lands. And these enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer 2 or more lands. So if this is... if this is your third land, it's untapped. If it's your third land or later, it's untapped. Is that bad? Isn't that the point where you really need them the most? They're good. Like, Fable Passage was good in a lot of ways. I mean, they're fine, but do we have any mad aggro mages? Do we have any angry aggro mages out there who are like, guys, I can't curve out with my like 3-color Naya pile? Better than Snarls. It depends on your deck, right? Isn't an aggro deck wants Snarls, and a mid-range and control deck wants these, because that's when you need to have the right color on turn 1. The problem with Snarls is you have to play so many basics. So you have the pathways, right? The pathways give you that flexibility on turns 1 and 2 to name your color. And then these from turn 3 on mean that you can cast your double colored cards. Like maybe you can have a Skyclave Apparition, right? In your decks now, along with another, like, say, a Kazandu Mammoth. Normally, you can't put those in the same deck because you're just always going to be unable to cast something. But now maybe you can. Now maybe you can. Good cycle. We'll take it. Art, though. Especially the borderless art, is freaking sweet. Like, really sweet. If your browser's giving you audio sync issues, refresh. This is just general good life advice. I feel like refresh the page is the have you tried restarting it of our generation. You know what I mean? Remember, like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, your parents would call and say they can't get the printer to work, and you're like, did you turn it off and turn it back on? And that always fixed it. Well, refresh the browser is the same. And you're basically your own parents. If you complain about anything on this stream without refreshing the browser first, you have become your parents. All right. All right. So are these are sweet, right? I mean, can we agree this is sweet? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, we could go through this in slow-mo. Oh, Deserted Beach, you and I are going to be friends. Shipwreck Marsh and I are going to be friends. Okay. I hate red stuff. I hate red so much. This is the best one. This is the best one. No question. Like, that is so cool. I want to climb that mountain. Woo! So here's your prediction for Innistrad, the vampire set. So in the vampire set, Crimson Vow, that's coming in November, they're going to have to do the rest of the cycle because we want the enemy colored ones too. We need the Orzhov land, right? Yeah, Crimson Vow's probably going to have the rest of the cycle. And these are the basic arts. The basic arts are sweet. Like, those are nice. Those are nice. Was there anything else in this video I really wanted to hit? I basically wanted to laugh at Jimmy a lot. Joe is a pretty good actor. Literal paid actor, by the way. Not bad. Not bad at all. And I'm going to read these cards on another because, like, I hate having this thing in the way. But, yeah, we're going to go check out